Hello everybody! The dessert that I wanted to make for today is caramel cheesecake. This cheesecake is a refrigerated one, which means that after preparing for about 5 or 6 hours, it is placed into the refrigerator and takes over. This recipe is an original one, and now I wanted to say ingredients for making this kind of cheesecake. Caramel sauce 3/4 of a cup, gelatin powder 1 tablespoon and a half, sugar powder half a cup, melted butter 150 grams, Italian cream cheese 300 grams, whipped cream 320 grams, cold water 1/4 of a cup, biscuit powder 300 grams. And we need a belt mold too. The size of the belt mold does not matter much. Size 22, 24 and 26 can be used for this kind of cheesecake. Please don't use molds smaller than 22 or larger than 26. These three sizes are suitable for our cheesecake. Now, I wanted to put a freezer rack at the bottom of my mold. And I press it by my hand because I don't want to be air between the mold and the freezer rack. Now I tighten its waist this way. In the next step, I put the gelatin powder into the cold water and leave it for the 5 minutes until the water and the gelatin get wet. And remember that you should not use the hot water. A little I shake it. And next, I mix 300 grams of biscuit powder with 150 grams of butter. An important point in the base of the cheesecake is that we must sift the biscuit powder, because if the grains are large, it will crumble when cutting this cheesecake. First, I mix it with the spoon, and to make sure that the butter is absorbed by the biscuit, we knead it for about 2 or 3 minutes by hand so that the butter and our biscuits are well mixed. And every time that I squeeze it by hand, it didn't turn into the powder, and it means that it is ready. I knead it for another 1 or 3 minutes to make sure that it is completely mixed and absorbed by each other. Now it is ready, because when I squeeze it, it didn't turn to the powder. Then I pour our mixture into the mold and squeeze it at the bottom of the mold completely. To compress it completely, we can also something like this. Now this is ready, and I wanted to put it into the refrigerator. There are two basic and important factors that if you follow it in the recipe for making the cheesecakes and even other cheesecakes too, we can definitely get a very good result. One is that our biscuits should be completely powdered, which I emphasize that we must sift it. The second is that it is well pressed with the butter on the bottom of the mold. Now we will do the next steps. The gelatin that I poured on the cold water became spongy. I put it on the steam of the kettle until the gelatin is completely dissolved. It takes about 6 or 7 minutes for the gelatin to dissolve it. And now I will do the rest of the steps. I put the powdered sugar at the mixing bowl and add 300 grams of Italian cream cheese and mix it for about 1 or 2 minutes to mix powdered sugar and cheese together. 1 minute is enough to mix it. We just want to powder sugar to melt into the cheese. Now I pour it into another bowl. And I pour this cream into the same bowl. About this cream, remember that if your cream is frozen, it is better to take it out 2 or 3 hours before you start making it. And if you saw that is like melted ice cream, it is time to form it. To forming it, first mix it slowly for 1 minute with this. And when it is completely loose and small, spit it up until the cream forms. Now I started in slow speed. 1 minute is enough. bitter to form it. Now I put this mixture of cheese and sugar powder in this bowl. And then I add caramel sauce in it. And a little mix it together with this. About this cheese, I should say you can use another cream cheese instead of this Italian cream cheese. But this kind of cheese is better for dessert because this cheese is less salty, and if you have another cream cheese you can use it, no problem. Now it's time to add this dissolved gelatin to our cheese ingredients. We can wait it to be cool, but the volume of my ingredients is too much here and it will start cold very soon after mixing. I add it slowly. And mix it until it's smooth. And since I will after adding gelatin, I mixed it in this bowl, and I know that my ingredients are cold. I added to the whipped cream. There are some balls are inside this bowl, but no problem, they are okay because at the end I will mix it with this electric mixture and they will mix completely, and those balls are eliminated. I pour it in this bowl. A little mix with this. Then I mix it with this. One minute is enough for mixing them. Now it is ready and I want to pour it in on my biscuits. Now I pour this mixture on the biscuits. Next, smooth the surface of the cake first with a spoon, and then if you like the surface of the cake to be completely smooth, dip the back of the spoon into the water and then strain it. Because I want to add caramel sauce to its surface after it's ready, I want to shape something like this. Then I put it into the refrigerator for about 5 hours. After 5 hours, I take it out of the refrigerator and separate its walls from the mold with a knife. I put a sharp knife in a boiling water to warm it up a bit. Then I use it to separate the chocolate from the mold. Then I open it. This nylon was for the reason that it was easily to separate it from the mold. To cut, dip the knife in the hot water to clean it and heat it. Now we can cut it. After cutting this, I pour a little caramel on the bottom of the dishes. Then I put the slice of the cheesecake on it. And I decorate it with some caramel too. And finish.